Hi everyone, I'm Stacy Johnson, CEO of Money Talks News, here to answer your money questions. Before I get started, if you have a question of your own to ask, I want you to know how to do that. If you're a subscriber to the Money Talks newsletter, all you have to do is hit reply, like you would in an email. When you get that newsletter in your email inbox, just hit reply and ask your question. Now, if you're not a subscriber to the Money Talks newsletter, fix that right now simply by going to moneytalksnews.com, right here, right on our homepage. You can't miss it. You just put in your email address, and then we'll start sending you great information every day, and you'll have the ability to ask questions. Really simple. Okay, let's get to today's question. Let's see what it is. This is from Larry. I want to start investing, but with all the data breaches, I'm concerned about listing all of my personal information on the online sites. For example, E-Trade, Schwab, Scottrade, etc. Does Stacy have a solution for this concern? Data breaches are really scary, aren't they? And I do a lot of my banking and investing online. In fact, I do virtually all of it online. So this has been a huge concern to me as well, Larry. Here's three things I'm going to suggest you do. Number one, first of all, you're not listing your information online. You're providing your information. But these sites are pretty secure. I mean, don't get confused by some of the data breaches you've seen. And bank security is typically pretty good. Now, when I say bank investment accounts, same type of security that they use. So they use really, really good encryption and things like that. So it's really hard. Nonetheless, let's be as safe as we can. Number one, use super strong passwords. And if you possibly can, I want you to use two-factor authentication. Okay? So that means that, in fact, I have my little thing here. This is from my bank. So once I log in with my really long and difficult password, I use this thing. It's a little, I'll show it to you. It's a little thing that I have to copy the number here, put it into the website, and then that gives me much more security. Another thing you could do too is you can get something sent to your cell phone. So you get a number sent to your cell phone, and that gives you two-factor authentication as well. So you really want to try to use that if you possibly can. Now, what I use really strong passwords. How do I remember them all? I mean, I'll have passwords that are 15 nonsense letters and symbols long. No way that I could remember. So what I do is I use a password manager. In fact, I use two. I use LastPass and I use 1Password. And so what I do is I can change my passwords really easily, pressing a button. It'll change my password. It'll also provide me with an unbreakable password, or at least a really good one. All I have to do is remember 1Password. That's to get into the password manager. And that makes it easy for me to change my passwords and for me to generate really good, secure passwords. So we're going to be really safe when we log in. We're going to use two-factor authentication, and we're going to use really strong passwords. That's number one. Number two, make sure you've got good security software on your computer. I happen to use Bitdefender. There are several different ones that are around. I'm not recommending one over the other, but make sure you've got good security software, and make sure you keep it updated all the time. That's going to reduce your risk a lot too. And finally, here's something I definitely do. I check it often. I mean, not much is going on in my bank account or my investment accounts that I don't know about. I don't check it 5 times a day. I'm not obsessed with it. But it's not going to be 3 days before I haven't looked at my bank accounts or my investment accounts. So if something is going wrong, at least I'm going to nip the problem in the bud as soon as I possibly can. Bottom line of all this, Larry, it is safe to, I don't want to say universally. I mean, there can always be problems. But generally speaking, it is safe to transact investment and banking online. But make sure you use all these things I just mentioned, because they're not hard to do, and they're going to give you a lot of extra security. If you want more information, well, you've got stuff like that at moneytalksnews.com. All you have to do is just go in there and do a search for online security, and you're going to find more articles than you have time to read. So take care of yourself, practice safety, but don't freak out too much about it. Okay, that's my advice for today. If you've got a money question, you know what to do now. Subscribe to the newsletter, hit reply, ask it. In the meantime, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can like us on Facebook. We'd really appreciate that. And of course, we want you subscribing to moneytalksnews.com. I want you guys to go out and have a super profitable day. See you soon.